By now I'm sure that everybody's heard about girl math. You return something for $40 and then immediately buy something for $60, which means you've saved 20 bucks. But have you heard of chicken math? Where you just get a couple chickens and then next thing you know, you've got a garden, 8 chickens, 7 rabbits, and a pig? Well, this is our story of chicken math. Oh, it's so hot. Hi. Be nice. Be nice. Do you want to come up? Are you gonna be nice? You be nice. You're loud. You're loud. We live in a subdivision in Central Florida on a 1/4 acre, maybe, which in Florida isn't really terrible. Five years ago, my husband wanted chickens. I searched everywhere to figure out if we were even allowed to have them, and I couldn't find anything anywhere that said if we were allowed to have them or not. So one day I went to the courthouse and I just asked, and the lady told me, there's nothing that says you can't, but I don't suggest you get a rooster, your neighbors won't like it. So we bought 4 chickens. Turns out there's nothing inside our city limits that says you can't have chickens or rabbits or a pig. And that's where chicken math comes in. You get 4 chickens, you keep them alive for a little bit, and then you get 4 more. Bye. Then one day your wife talks you into driving 3 hours north to go get the cutest little baby pig you've ever seen. And then a little bit later, your husband says, hey, I think I want to try rabbits. So you get 2 rabbits, but you make sure they're both male because you don't want to deal with babies just yet. So then you say, okay, we have 7 to 8 chickens, a pig, a dog, 2 rabbits. They're all still alive. What if we get a female rabbit and make more? Now you have 7 rabbits. We've also tried growing food moderately successfully. But now we've completely maxed out our little 1/4 acre. So in November of 2024, we bought 26 acres in North Florida. I know. You're fine. Right now I work a full-time office job. My husband has a business that he works from home. So that makes all of this kind of doable. But neither one of us have any farming experience. We don't come from any sort of farming background. Everything that we've learned has been purely trial and error. And that's kind of what our backyard has turned into, basically, a proof of concept. I would say experimentation, but experimentation implies that there's some sort of scientific method being applied, and there isn't. It's more controlled chaos. No, it's not really controlled. It's just chaos. But we've proven we can grow things. We can keep animals alive, for the most part, when they're supposed to be. And the property up north gives us an opportunity to be able to scale up. We see it as a generational investment, a place that can grow with us and maybe be there for the next generation. The self-sustaining part of it is really nice, but it's really about growth and space and building something that lasts. Oh, you don't like her, do you? Originally, we were looking for about 10 acres. 5 seemed like perhaps we might eventually outgrow it, but 10 seemed manageable. But land prices in Central Florida are not exactly friendly. So it took a long time. So we kept looking farther and farther and farther away from a city, which puts you in the middle of nowhere with very little infrastructure. It took probably 3 years of looking before we found what we have now, which was part of a bigger tract of land that was broken up into 6 or 7 smaller tracts. And the part that we bought didn't even have road access. So the first thing we had to do was clear a path for a driveway, but we had to clear it by hand because we don't have any farm equipment. So my husband bought a small wood chipper from someone on Facebook Marketplace and a bigger weed whacker with a metal disc. And that's pretty much the equipment that we had. So after we cleared a section of like 30 feet, we had to get a culvert put in, which at the time I didn't even know what a culvert was. But we had to hire somebody to do that because we don't have the equipment to put in a culvert. So now we have a culvert and a dirt driveway, and we've done a little bit of land clearing, which is basically just pushing dirt around, which we've had to hire out for because we don't have the equipment. We tried to rent it one time, but it kept blowing a hose, so we ended up getting charged extra to fix it, so that didn't really work out well. So now we just have a guy. And we experimented with putting in a hand well with a pump, which kind of works, although the water is very sandy, but the proof of concept works. And our plan is to live on it within the next 2 to 3 years, hopefully 2. Eventually we'd like to grow more food, have more animals, like some goats, some more chickens, some more rabbits, maybe one day a milk cow, and definitely a donkey, because a donkey. I'd like a donkey, that'd be great. I'll probably regret it. And the goal is for my husband to work the land full time, and then hopefully I can turn into some sort of remote hybrid work from home situation. So this channel is basically documenting what it's like to jump from a 1/4 acre in the middle of a suburb to 26 acres on an actual homestead.
Now you're filming him in his drawers? Hey, it's not that kind of video.
Without experience, a guidebook, having to acquire equipment as we go, and really not having a clue what we're doing and figuring it out as we go. We had to come inside because it was so hot that my camera turned off. She was dust bathing, so she's very dirty. You're okay. Yeah, hi. Hi. She's so chill. She just wants to be a house cat. So if you want to see how we go from a 1/4 acre to 26, then keep watching. If you'd like to see how we do things with our little 1/4 acre, keep watching. Or if you're just here for the weird farm animals, that's cool too. Yeah, she's a good girl. Don't you poop on my desk. Don't do it. Don't do it.